I'm Charlie Bright of Gold Derby, and today I'm speaking with Stephen Davis, the co-showrunner of the Apple TV Plus series Central Park, as part of our Meet the Experts television animation panel. The first thing I wanted to ask was you had a replacement come in for the character of Molly in Emmy Raver-Lampman, and I was wondering, how did she do in terms of getting familiar with the role and taking over the role of Molly?
Yeah, it was really exciting when she came on board, and the first episode she recorded was during the pandemic, and she started with a song in the Sir Brix-a-Lot episode, and it's called "Paint the World." It was the very first time we all heard her voice come out, and it was this is cheesy, but their tears were literally shed. It's such a sweet song, and she just floored us, and we were just, from that moment, just, it felt more than right. And she's been incredible and has found new parts of Molly that we would have never found. And it's been really great working with her for the last, it's funny, the whole pandemic marks our experience with recording her for season 2 and now season 3, which I'll try not to talk about, but we're like deep in post on that right now also with her.
Did it take a lot of persuade? So one of the interesting things about this season is that you had some very interesting songwriters come on and write songs for the show, including people like Danny Elfman and yes, Big Boy from Outkast. Did it take a lot of persuasion to get people like that to compose songs for the show, or was it pretty easy to get them in?
I feel like Josh Gad is just has this, he's a witch, or is just charming, and just everybody has come on board. It's been really remarkable. Yeah, the fact that a phone call is made and suddenly Big Boy is co-writing a rap about turtle babies is just, it's made my life very rich and full. But it's been pretty wonderful seeing the people that have come on board. The Danny Elfman and Catherine O'Hara song especially was just like this remarkable reunion that we all recorded from my living room, just sitting there as telling my children to be quiet as I'm listening to Catherine O'Hara sing this amazing song written by Catherine O'Hara. And it's been it's been really amazing, and we feel pretty dang lucky to have them on our show.
I can imagine that sometimes, when you have a show where you're going to have a certain amount of musical numbers in every episode, that it can be hard to nail down certain songs for certain scenes. And I was wondering, were there any songs this past season that were harder to nail down than others?
That's interesting. I can speak to one in the Shadow episode. Oh my God, my brain is breaking. Well, it was A Moment Forever Ago. And this song was always so beautiful, but the point of view, we realized the last second we were having young Bitsy sing it, but it's a reflective song about looking back in the past. And we realized that didn't make sense for her to be singing it. And so we had the last second, we were like, let's get a male vocalist to sing it as modern day Hank, who was played by Henry Winkler, and we tried this very complicated thing where we started with young Henry Winkler voice and got older, and then that didn't work. And we just kept tinkering until we were like, no, this amazing singer, Gavin Creel, as old Hank during the entire song. And it was like the last second we got it in at the mix. And so that was a little bit of a Hail Mary that I think worked. I think people liked it.
That's what you get when you hire a Tony Award winner.
Exactly. Yeah, that was another fun record where you're just like, you're at a Broadway concert in your living room, just like, this is amazing.
There are certain, one of the things I love about animation is that you have characters that have specific kinds of dialogue that they say that are just so unique to them. And I was wondering if there was a specific character that you particularly enjoy writing dialogue for, or the other writers enjoy writing dialogue for.
Yeah, it's funny. I think they all have their like gears that we like to find. I've always really liked writing Cole. He's such a sweet, kind-hearted, just kind of gentle but hilarious little boy, and or not little, he's 11 going on 12, and I just always really connected with his youthful spirit. And then we also do scratch dialogue very poorly for if we haven't gotten an actor yet. And Kelvin and I split it up, and Cole's landed on my plate. And so I do a very bad version of Cole. And I don't know, I don't know what it's like to be his character, but I make believe for animation purposes. And yeah, I have a sweet spot for Cole in my heart.
One of the best episodes of this past season was the patriarchy that saw Molly coming into her awkward puberty phase. And I was wondering if you could go into how that came about, how the idea for that episode came about, and what went into putting it together.
Yeah, this almost started back pre-pandemic in the office. Lindsay Stoddard came in and pitched a very real story about her going through this. And if you've seen the episode, you'll know her Paige's mother gave her a pad. She went into the ocean with the pad. It filled up, and she described it like she was wearing an ocean diaper. And it just felt like this was a ripe area to tell a mother-daughter story. And Paige wanted to right the wrongs of her mother, but ends up coming on too hard and too aggressive with her own daughter. And so it was kind of a full circle thing for Lindsay processing her own mother-daughter period relationship. So it was and we went all in. It was great. I love that. I love the music in that episode too.
There were so many aspects of the party that were absolutely insane. I was wondering, were there anything where you said to yourself, that might be too over the top?
Oh God, no. And I think with this one, we're like, no holding back. I think all pitches were fair game. I'm trying to think of anything. I don't think anything got cut. I think it's full red, just bloody foods.
So what's been interesting about this show's run is that it premiered, I think, right around the time of the pandemic, and then it just it felt like it was sort of just it was just sort of there. We didn't know what the status was going to be of the show. Could you go into a bit more specifics about how the pandemic affected the production of the show?
Yeah, I'll never forget screening the first episode at our offices. We share an office with the Bob's Burgers offices, and everybody was there, and network is there, and it's like, let's have the premiere in Central Park. This is going to be incredible. And it was just like the best feeling ever. It was like a NASA launch. And then the pandemic happened, and it's like, let's just quietly watch it from home. And then it's just been, I think people, I know as much as you in a lot of ways. We're all home kind of watching and experiencing. People reach out and say nice things online, and I know it's found a home, and people have kind of come to it. But I think it's just with animation, the amount of time that it takes to make these episodes. About a year goes into each one, and especially with music, it takes just a very long time. So for us, it's kind of our normal run. It's like the same production schedule as Bob's Burgers, and so it's kind of felt normal as far as like our pipeline goes. So I think to me, it's felt like this is the amount of time it takes. This is how it goes out into the world. But I guess you might be saying to the world, it potentially feels like we did it take a while? Sorry, I'm trying to. I want people to know and love us. We work so hard on it, and Apple's been really supportive and nice. And hopefully, with season 3, it's a very loud, splashy announcement to the world that we are definitely going to be back on the air. I hope in the fall. I think I can say that in the fall.
Will you maybe have the premiere party in Central Park this time? Were you actually? Was that something you guys were actually planning on doing? It's
real. It was said out loud. It was like people were so excited. So I will definitely push for that to happen. I'm gonna promise it. You heard it here first. Start gathering in Central Park and sometime in the fall, and we will have a premiere party there.
I'll book my train ticket as soon as the date is finalized.
Perfect.
Well, Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you on our panel in just a little bit.
Thanks a lot for having me.